Hey everybody, what's going on? Good to see you. I'm gonna be waiting for some people to sign in real quick and everything before we get going. Um, but while I'm getting started and while people are signing in and getting going, you guys feel free to ask me any questions. Um, but to get started, I guess I'm talking about this week. This week has been an interesting week. Um, for the Hair family. Um, I've had to do a couple of runs. For you all that don't know, I am a not only a musician, but I also work for a music store. And while working for that music store, I'm actually making some runs to schools that teachers are wrapping up the last I don't know couple of days or whatever. And so I'm kind of helping them get some things going and adjusted as far as getting our instruments cleaned and all those goodies. Also, we're doing some great things as far as like during this quarantine, we've been like trying to catch up on stuff like cleaning a kitchen, remodeling a kitchen, painting. So that's been really cool to do that. And so um, we've been trying to just catch up with a few things as far as really getting our home in order. So I saw that somebody signed in or came on. How you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for checking in and seeing. I'll probably hit some tunes going back probably in the beginning because I know it's not as many people that's on. But for you guys that are just tuning in, or maybe you've heard of me or never heard of me, just a little info about myself. I grew up here in Atlanta, and while growing up here in Atlanta, I got exposed to a lot of music, mainly though um, the old school cats. I grew up around a lot of what you would call contemporary jazz first. So I listened to a lot of um, um, Walter Beasley and um, Grover Washington and things of that nature first. And then when I got older, I heard about Coltrane and everything. And then I really started focusing on that. I wasn't born here in Atlanta. I'm one of the few that wasn't born and raised here. I was born in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, and then brought down here when I was probably about three. So Atlanta is like my home, basically. Some people ask, where are you from? And I say Atlanta. They're like, can't really tell. You don't have that southern drawl. But that's because my parents are Northerners. So played a lot here in the music scene, got a lot of things going. If you have not subscribed, please push the button down below or above, one of the two, to subscribe to this channel. I'll always bring some new material on here. If not on here, it will also be on my Instagram page, which is MD Hair Jazz. So you go there, you'll catch some videos that I do a few times a week, some encouragement, some family photos. If you haven't seen, I posted something about my son playing the keyboard. He's really an energetic kid, and he's good at a lot of stuff. He's fast, he's super intelligent. He talks very well for his age. He's only three, and he plays the piano. So if you haven't seen him, I'll also be posting some stuff, some more things of him on my Instagram, just so you could see and kind of go through the journey with me to kind of follow him because he's right now he's my wife and I's only child, and he does get a lot of attention from us, a lot of attention. But he's super smart, and we're highly blessed of the Heavenly Father to have that as something that we don't have to worry about as far as his intellect and the way he catches on to things. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing some music. And for the people that tune in, please leave a comment or something, and I'll try to talk to you guys in between songs or every two or three songs. I'm going to try to streamline as much as possible and jam out. And I hope you guys enjoy. Also, check out my website. It's www.mynamemarquisehair.com, and on there you're able to get get my music. I have some music that's on there, and I also have links that'll take you to where my music is located. So if you're not sure where to find it, you'll know exactly if you go to marquisehair.com and check it out there. Um, I think that's it. I think that's all I have at the moment. Once again, if my name is Marquise Hare, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll kind of do a little bit of commentary as we go on tonight. So tonight we'll be playing, or I'll be playing a little bit of both. I'll be doing I'll be doing a little bit touching on Grover Washington, but I'll also introduce some new tunes, some things that you probably hadn't heard before as far as me playing or playing at any of my live feeds. I think this live feed is probably number 7 or 8 for me. As far as in between, I was on Instagram last week, and the week before that, I took a break. And I'm on YouTube today. So always kind of follow me, and you'll know where to find me if you tap into my website. All right, let's get started. Thank you. For just tuning in, we're going to be playing some slow stuff, some fast stuff, and just telling some of the viewers that were on that I am already telling them a little information about myself. That I wasn't, born here, but I was raised here in Atlanta, and thanks to my parents, I was exposed to music, a lot of music growing up. So it was a lot of R&B growing up, and a lot of it was kind of smooth, and then it went into jumping into a lot of straight ahead stuff and a lot of out of the box type of stuff. So I listened to groups like Earth, Wind, and Fire. I love the group Spyro Gyra, the Rippingtons, Tina Turner. I grew up listening to a lot of those things in different genres, and thanks to my parents, I was always raised to think outside out the box and never been pigeonholed, because a lot of people tend to pigeonhole you, or they try to compare you to other people. And yes, you have to get technique down, but really finding your own voice in doing what you do is vital. If it be music, if it be sports, if it be writing, even if you are a speaker. So thanks for tuning in, and I appreciate. Matter of fact, one of the groups I just mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and play. Thank you. My wife tuned in and said, "You're going to do some Tina Turner dance moves." I guess rolling. Probably do some of that. I don't know. I don't have legs like Tina Turner. Tina Turner is like, her legs are killer. I think she's like 70-something years old, and she still has those legs. So since I've mentioned a group, Spyro Gyra, I am going to play some Spyro Gyra for you today. All right, that's a little spiral gyre for you called Morning Dance. Morning Dance. It's one of their most popular tunes to play. That might be a tune I might circle back to toward the end. So we had a couple of people sign on. Lord Clips. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. He was saying, "Good job, bro." I'm very humbled by that. Obviously, my wife, I know when she signs in, because it's just her initials. She doesn't have anything fancy to sign in with that I know of. So she's signing in. Matter of fact, I think they may have jotted out to the store or something like that. So yeah, so we're having a night of good jazz and tuning in to some things about the quarantine. I want to know what you guys think about the quarantine. Is it something that you guys are like really just over with at this point in time? Because in this point in time, it's more of the same. You know, I was talking to a student and a teacher today when I went to a school, and they were telling me, or I was asking them, I said, "Hey man, how was the year wrapping up?" And it was a band teacher and a student, and they were saying, "Well, this year it's been kind of weird," and the kids were super excited in the beginning when there were time for school to get out, which I was like, man, that would be me too, school getting out. I would definitely be excited about that. However, they were like, man, after 2 weeks, 3 weeks, everybody was ready to come back, you know? And so for the class of 2020, I know you guys wasn't expecting this, and this is like all over the world, but you'll probably be the first class that's dealt with something like this going forward. And oh, Lord Clips. Oh, that's my brother. Okay, what's up, man? I didn't know who Lord Clips was. I don't know who it was. I thought it was, I don't know. That's really cool, man. That's a cool name. I guess referring to barbershop, maybe Clips, you know, cutting, you know, barbershop. I don't know. Forget it. I was trying to figure out why you came up with the name. But no, man, a lot of people were really checking into the whole scene of the quarantine. I went out to some grocery stores, man. during this time of being quarantined, and I think I've been quarantined for about 8 to 9 weeks. I want to say it's been over 2 months. I know that, and I'm seeing some crazy stuff. I've seen some crazy stuff. People walking out wearing some weird hairdos or whatever. So wraps and big bubbles that they're in. You'd be surprised some of the things that you would see. But you want to stay safe and you want to keep your family safe. So I really recommend that despite what you may or may not believe about the whole ordeal, stay safe. Stay safe. Because you want to come out of this on the backside in really good health and feeling good. And not just you, but your family as well. All right. So I'm going to keep going. So if you missed out, I might circle the first two tunes. The first two tunes I played, if you're just signing in, was Spiral Gyra, Morning Dance, if you're familiar with that song. And also Wine Light by Grover Washington Jr., God bless his soul, which passed away back in 99. Also, if you haven't checked out my website, marquisehair.com, check it out, guys. I believe that you'll like some of the things you'll see on there. It'll tell you basically the information that I told you tonight about myself, but in more detail. I have some CDs and things for sale. I have some shirts that are available, and you also get to see where the next time I'm playing. I'm trying to do these live streams every night or for every Friday, just because it provides you guys with an outlet. It gives me an outlet, and I believe that everyone's gift is not for you. And if I didn't have this social media as an outlet to at least play for you guys free of charge, you never know how you could touch somebody in their life, depending if it be happy music or not. And that's why I decided to do this, because my mission is to make sure that I bring peace, use my gift to bring peace to those people that don't have peace. So if you're tuning in now, thank you for tuning in, and share with some of your other people later on in the week. All right. That was some more of some Grover for you guys called El Plesigo, which means one must forgive. And so that had more of a Latin feel to it, and it was off one of his early records that he did back in the 80s, I believe. I think it's called Then Exit Now or Then and Now. Oh man, you guys know what that is, right? That was George Benson, A Masquerade. So, if you guys are just tuning in, thank you very much for tuning in. Ashley, thank you very much for the compliment, brother. Thank you. So, you guys have been for the past few weeks have been hearing me play with tracks. I'm really not a track person. The only reason why I'm not a track person is because tracks, I feel, limit you at times because you're not able to interact with live musicians. Some tracks, they start, as you just heard, and then they end abruptly sometimes. And then sometimes it's the timing. Sometimes you got to know exactly when the track is going to end, and sometimes you be in it. And then sometimes the track goes too long. And you're like, hey, I'm phoning tonight. I want to take it here harmonically. You know, I want to move up a half step, or hey, I want to do this. And that's the energy that with live musicians you feel a lot. So because of this quarantine, I couldn't bring a lot of live musicians over here. One, because of the quarantine. Two, is because a lot of the guys that I play with, a lot of them will come out and just, you know, jam. And then sometimes when you bring other musicians out, that costs moolah. And so it's difficult during these times, and you have to. So it's been a good learning experience for me, learning how to play with a track. I've done solo gigs where there haven't been a track, and I just played saxophone. I don't know if you guys want to listen to an hour of me just playing sax with no track. Maybe I'll do a section of that, but I've done an hour or so before with no tracks before. But my forte is really playing with other musicians because you get to interact with musicians. You get to, fill off their energy, they fill off your energy, and you're able to build on that. And a lot of times, a lot of things happen in spontaneous moments. They happen when you don't even expect it. And a lot of people are like, oh man, how long y'all been playing together? Sometimes you get musicians together. The only time we played together is this gig. And it wasn't necessarily because of what was going on and we had much to prepare and all that other stuff. Sometimes it's just that moment. So I'm going to put my alto down. If you guys want to know what brand or whatever that I'm playing on, for the musicians or saxophone players out there, this is an alto sax. It's a Yamaha 62. I've had this bad boy for 15 years. So this is my horn here. I went through college with this horn, not high school, but I got it about around my junior year of college. And it's a very sturdy horn. But it's a Yamaha 62 Series 2. I've done a lot of classical playing on this as well as jazz playing. And I'm using Jody Jazz mouthpiece. So reeds are like a 3 medium. And I'm going to switch over to my big boy here, tenor. And I'm going to play some tenor stuff for you guys. I'm still jamming off the other tune in my head. Thank you. That was called "When I Fall in Love." That was a little more up tempo because I was doing a lot of mellow stuff for you guys. Hey, now I'm gonna do a few things while I'm on tenor to go ahead and demonstrate some of the hip hop stuff. Not really hip hop. It was more of the pop scene. The queen of pop. You already know who the king of pop is. So if you think about the king of pop, I don't know if you could say maybe she's the princess of pop or the queen of pop. Maybe I would call her the queen of pop. Not everybody would. And that's Janet Jackson. Janet Jackson is good. No matter what she has done over the years, her stuff has always been classic. So we're going to play through some of that stuff today. If you're just tuning in, if you haven't checked out my website, check it out. It's marquisehair.com. On there, you could see when I'm doing live streaming, where I'm playing at, either to come out and support at the venue and support these venues because they will need it when us musicians go back out there into the wilderness to go ahead and perform for you all. I'll try to record and film as much of my stuff as possible at some of the live gigs, but it's really for you guys to come out. I would love to see faces because I love being able to shake hands and everything. Maybe not now, obviously, but at some point be able to identify with everyone that's tuning in tonight and in the past that have checked out some of the things that I've done. Let's go ahead and do some Janet. That is Janet Jackson, right? Funny how the time flies. That's a tune. Um, it's not appropriate to really explain it on this channel because I did say that this station was for kids and that kids could chime in if they wanted to. But parents with what they call it, parental guidance, PG 13, possibly even would say maybe rated R. If you want to explain to your kids what Funny How Time Flies, that whole song, go back and look at the lyrics and check out that song. But for the midst of talking about funny how time flies, let's say that it refers to this quarantine. Let's just say that. Refer to the quarantine, and it's funny how time flies. I like that song. I think Stanley Clarke did that tune. If you're not familiar with Stanley Clarke, check him out. He's a bass player, or was a bass player. I'm not sure if he's still living. Maybe he's still living. I have to check that. But he did a version of this song, and Stanley Clarke it pulled from this, I think, with Terrence Blanchard in it and something, which is a trumpet player. Check these guys out, the instrumental version of this song. This song chord structure is really, really good with this. I'm going to do one more Janet song for you, and I'm probably going to close with Morning Dance again, just because that's what I opened up with, and I wanted to end on something on a high note in case you guys didn't catch that at the beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and play some Janet, though, another thing of Janet. And it's a tune called Let's Wait a While. Glitch. Let's try that again. Let's wait a while, gosh. So it's funny. Yeah, let's wait a while, and then you got funny how time flies, right? Check out those both songs. If you're not familiar with the lyrics, check them out because those songs are kind of those two are kind of contradictory of one another if you put them side by side. And I wonder what Janet Jackson was going through at that time when she wrote those songs, because she had many relationships, some that was publicized and some that weren't publicized. Nonetheless, she's a great, great, great musician. I'm going to end with tonight with Morning Dance. Thank you guys for tuning in. I was very honored by the fact that you tuned in tonight. Bring some more people with you. I'll be doing this just about pretty much every Friday night. If you guys feel that I should let you know a lot earlier, today I didn't put it out until around maybe about 5 or 6 hours before. But if you ever want to know if I have a show that's going on, check on my website. My website will let you know everything that's going on marquishair.com. Once again, that's Marquis, Marquis, hair, like the rabbit. I know that's kind of cheesy, but the rabbit, seriously. HARE. Check me out. Check out some of my live stream material I got on YouTube. Also, some of my recording stuff that I have on Instagram, some of the videos that I've been shooting throughout the week. That's me keeping in contact with you guys, so you can always check out new material. If it be some technique stuff, if it be some of my Instagram television, where I'm ramping up for doing lessons and giving tutorials on saxophone technique, as well as piano technique. You guys saw me messing around on Morning Dance like I was playing, but I really do play piano, and so I can kind of coach you guys through that. If you're interested, free of charge, looking on Instagram, check on my Instagram feeds, and I'll kind of go through step by step on how to do that. I also do lessons, private lessons, if that's something that you're interested in, as well, piano, as well as saxophone, clarinet, and flute. And also check out my CD and my some of my downloads, digital downloads, called The Human Experience. Don't forget to subscribe tonight. If you're just tuning in and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button over to my right, probably your left, or both of our rights, I'm not sure. But check that out as well. And I'm very honored and blessed that you guys tuned in. I'm going to go ahead and play one more song for you guys before in and out. Hope you enjoy. Have a good night. Guys, thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening. And I will see you next week. And maybe I'll see you doing my videos next week or this weekend. Y'all have a blessed Memorial Day weekend. Peace. Love.